I've just got freshly dried hair and it's just kind of doing what it wants, and I don't quite know what it's doing right now. It's just off on its own. The reason I don't tend to blow dry my hair is because it makes it so thick, which is cool. It also looks really golden and I've not dyed it, so I don't know why we're in this phase right now. It's just all a bit messy. Hello everyone, welcome to Nixie Bobs. We just had a completely British hello there with an A instead of an E. We're going to have sort of like a bit of a soda breaky thing. This is a Halloween Minnie Mouse plastic cup. One of my favourite, I just like the little plastic cups, mainly because I can't break them. And you know, you can't say no to a little bit of trick-or-treating Halloween, even if it is February. Today we are going to have a little discussion. This is something I've actually wanted to do for at least 2 years. I made a recording of it at least 1.5 years ago, and then I never put it out. The reason being, I chickened out. Why did I chicken out? Because this is talking about something that's little known, that's little believed, called asexuality, and I know that this is going to cause people to leave nasty things, but there was a report on it that came out on Sky News over the weekend. I saw it across Twitter and I saw it across Facebook, and although I enjoyed the report, I kind of wanted to bring it back and simplify it and explain it, because again, reading through the comments, there's a lot of people leaving sarcastic gifs, saying things. I had a couple of comments which people obviously give you laughter and sarky remarks back again, so I thought I would strip it back, not literally, and say, and sort of give you just like a brief understanding. So what I did earlier was I wrote down a load of questions that I would sit back and ask myself if I didn't have a very good understanding of it or wanted to take the pee, which some of you are going to do. So let's get straight started on what is it. Asexuality is known as kind of another sexuality. I'm going to explain it from my perspective and how it affects, or how it kind of plays out in me. So asexuality for me means that I have no attraction to men or women. I don't think anything when I look at people. I don't eye people up. I don't fancy people. I just don't have that ability in my brain. I've never had the ability. It's never existed in me. For example, people walking up and down the street, you know, some of you will look and go, well, that's a nice behind. That's, you know, that's a nice face. That's a nice outfit. They're fit. Nah, doesn't even go. I've never thought it, ever. You could take me to the full Monty to try and get me to think something, or to try and get something to click in my brain. It's never happened. So asexuality for me means I have no attraction to men or women. Have never done, probably will never do, don't think I ever will. That is how it is for me. Is it a phase? No, it's not a phase. I feel like it's like an up-and-coming hipster thing to a degree, but I'm 29 years old and I'm way past any of that stuff. It's not a phase, it is just how you are. It's no different to you being born gay, to you being born bi, to you being born straight. It is no different. You are born that. That is how your brain is cognitively clocked and designed to be. For me, that is how it is with me. It is not a phase. I kind of wish it was a phase, because there's always a part of me that would love to just jump out of my own head and experience what that's like to look at someone and have that moment. But, you know, in answer to that, simply, no, it is not a phase. It is not an anti-men or anti-women or anti-relationship or I'm just a lone wolf type mentality. It is as you are. Is it a fancy way of saying celibate? No. Some asexuals do want intimacy, but there's a lot of bi types that I'm not going to get into because, quite frankly, they don't affect me. But it is not a fancy way of saying I don't want to have sex. No, it is not a fancy way of saying celibacy. To take a vow of celibacy means that you are choosing not to do that. If you're asexual, it's not that you're choosing not to do that, it's that you have literally absolutely no remote interest in doing that whatsoever. For some it's different. Again, confusion, but there are known people who are freely and openly choosing to be celibate, like Jodie Marsh, for example. But no, I do not choose that, and that leads on to the next question. Is it a choice to be asexual? Heck no. I just addressed that. It is no different to, as I say, you waking up and being designed to fancy a certain type of human being. I just don't fancy any type of human being. Are you just looking for attention? No. No, because if I was just looking for attention, I would go around to everyone going, oh, I'm asexual. I don't do that. The reason I don't is because then you have to kind of explain yourself and you have to go through all this rigmarole of blah, 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 and all these questions, which is why I'm doing it now. We can call this Ask an Asexual if you want to. I'm not doing this for attention. I'm doing it to follow on and to kind of simplify it for anyone who was kind of a little bit confused or again a little bit misunderstanding and being judgmental, which, let's face it, this is the internet, you're all going to be judgmental. And I think there are people that are going to go through a phase of this as opposed to the real ones who are just sitting there going, yeah, been like this for the last however long. Surely you just need to meet the one. I did once. There was someone I dated a couple of years ago, and you know, if he's watching, who knows who he is, he would have been the perfect person for me. But this leads on to something I've got in another part of this video. It is not fair it is not fair to date a straight person because they are going to always want different things than you do, and it's almost selfish to a degree. I could have had a future with that person. They were a lovely person, they were into it. I actually called him the male version of myself. He would have been a great partner, he would have been a great, you know, if you want to say that. Surely I just need to meet the one. No, it's not that I haven't tried, it's not that you haven't met the right person. You just, you know, to a point, no, I haven't met the right person. I am still looking for a significant other. I'm just not looking for the type of significant other that the general population wants in that respect. This is one that I love, and it's one that I've seen before. You're just frigid. Nah. Nah. Not about that. I have tried. Actually, I hate kissing. There you go. There's one thing for you. My asexual brain can't process kissing very well whatsoever. I don't understand the art or the disgust that is kissing. Like, why? That doesn't exist. Shall we go on dictionary and look up asexuality? Let's do that for a little bit of fun, just so that you know that it does exist. Dictionary on my iPad. So biologically, having no sex or sexual organs. Obviously I have sexual organs. So the definition for asexuality, free from or unaffected by sexuality, an asexual friendship, an asexual relationship. I do not want a diesel advert, thank you very much. That is the definition of it. To be asexual means that you just, you know, you're not interested in sex, basically. Are you just confused? No. I'm 29 years old. I'll say it again. I know my own brain by this point in time. When did you decide that this is what you were? Again, guys, it's not a decision. It's your born sexual identity. Does it mean you can't love? No. Some asexuals will develop, again, this is going into the big broadness of it that I choose not to get involved in. Some will develop romantic feelings in time. A lot will just not. It doesn't mean you can't love. I have the ability to love. I love my friends. I love my family. I do want to love someone. But I think the phrase, unless I'm wrong, is platonic partner. You know, you want to be with a person, but I want to be with a like-minded person who thinks like me, because then it won't be selfish. If you're with someone who is an asexual like you, then you will have that deep understanding of what it means, and also not look for that one thing that most people want but you don't. Do you want to be alone forever? Again, just answered that. No, I don't. I am currently single. I've been single for a lot of years. But it does not mean, no, that I want to be alone forever. I do want to find someone to be with. Can you have any form of sex life? Yes. Again, that is a big, broad discussion. I'm not going to get into personal topics. I know people are going to comment and ask. You're going to get your comment deleted, guys. I'm not going to answer personal questions like that. You can have a form of a sex life. Some people, again, will watch an erotic video, let's say, and think absolutely nothing. Why don't you just do it anyway? Because you're essentially forcing yourself into sex, which is like assaulting. No, I would not just do it. You can't just do it anyway unless unless you're just going to try it for trying its sake. But no, why don't you just do it anyway? Because that's really, really not fair. That's ridiculous. No, it's not. It's not, unless you're going to be very close-minded and not try to understand another person's brain. But you put makeup on and wear dresses, surely you just want to impress people? No. Oh, I'm in sweats right now, guys, alright, because I'm just comfortable. I wear makeup because I like the process and the artistry of putting makeup on. I love vintage clothes, which is why I wear vintage dresses. I am a very, very hard worker out, or I have a physical job. I love yoga, I go swimming, I ice skate. Not because I'm trying to bet myself into a fit position to lure a person, but because I like to be physically fit. It's, you know, when I put makeup on, when I wear a dress, sometimes I'll look back in the mirror and go, oh yeah, I look really good in that. But I only do it to please myself and to make myself feel good within. You know, I do believe in inner beauty. I don't think that makeup and clothes are everything. But, you know, me styling myself, making myself up, it's for me. It's not to create an outer impression to impress anyone at all. So that is the general questions that I wrote down. And then I kind of half and half this document so that I could say a few things and then answer a few of your questions. But if you have any other questions that you would really like to answer, just pop them down below and maybe we'll do a second session of this. You misunderstand me. Yes, a lot of people do, which is why they create sarky, nasty, borderline abusive responses. If you want to go there, I'm not really one for going on the bullying thing. Thank you, watch. But the problem is that we're all designed to think, or the general brain is designed to mate, I guess, if you want to say it in a completely blunt phrase like that. We are designed to want to mate and designed to want to, you know, attract to someone for that exact reason. In the same way that I can't wrap my head around what it must be like to look at another person and feel attracted to it and feel like you want to be with it, you won't be able to understand that my brain just doesn't have that inside it. It's like a big question mark above your head. It's like a light bulb that doesn't go off. I don't know any different. That is the big thing when people have said to me, you know, wouldn't you like to know what it feels like? And as I mentioned earlier, yes, I would love to, but at the same time, I don't know how to think any differently. It's never been there. It's a conceptual thought that should be there, but it's not. I did know from kind of my mid-teens, when you're in that process of really starting to notice the same or the opposite sex, when you're starting to notice the opposite sex, and I just was never having that moment. I noticed definitely when I was in school, and that was a lot of years ago now, but that something wasn't connecting. It was like, again, light bulb wasn't go off, something wasn't going click, and you try it and you try it and you try it. I had a boyfriend in school. I did know from a young age, but it wasn't until probably in the last, I would say, 5 to 6 years that I've actually had the word for it. I never knew why. I mean, I've had boyfriends, I've dated. It's not like I've never done the thing and I've just woken up and gone, I'm asexual. It doesn't work like that. I've dated, I just have very little interest in it. It's really complicated. When I've been with people, like I remember the boyfriend I had from quite a few years ago now, I remember sitting there and I actually said to him online once, I can't figure out why you like me. And that's the dawn of it right there. There you go. You can't figure it out. He's attracted to me, and I know, guys, I'm amazing. Joking. He's attracted to me because he's attracted to what he sees and the personality. But I was just sort of sitting there looking at him going, I don't get it. Still don't get it. As I've said, there are multiple different types, bi-types, subtypes. That's where it gets a little bit too much. So I don't look too much into those because I feel like it broadens it far too much for my liking. Just me saying that there, I know there's going to be people who do fit into all those subtypes that go, but they are real. I know. They're just a little bit too much for my brain. It's not that I don't want to date, it's just that I want to find someone who is like myself. There you go, saying it again. Please don't be ignorant to it, but it's hard not to be when you don't understand how another person can think that way. Again, you could show me the hottest women, men, people in the world. You could take me to a strip club. You could hire me a stripper and I would just sit there and go, I'd laugh, but mostly I would just feel incredibly uncomfortable and want the thing to be over. I don't look at men's abs. I don't care the size. Sorry. That was our little talk on asexuality. I am happy to answer questions. I am not doing this to try and get my face anywhere. I just kind of wanted to expand people's minds so that they understood it. Asexuality, on my last check, affects about 1% of the population. So it is a rare thing. And it's not commonly understood or known, which is why when it does come up in conversation, people look at it and go, eh? And the confusion for me right now is that they were running Asexuality with Liv in Emmerdale, and now she thinks she fancies Jacob. So I don't know if they're going to go forward with that, or whether they've gone, actually this isn't going to work, let's just throw it to one side. I know I've tried to force myself into that position of liking someone and forcing myself into trying to do it with someone, and it just doesn't work, because at the end of the day, you can't change the way your brain is engineered to be. Do let me know if you are asexual, because I know no other asexual people. Literally, I don't know anybody. So give me a comment, laugh if you want, do what you will. I know there's people that are going to troll this. That's absolutely fine. I'm prepared for it fully, but let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know if you'd like me to answer more questions. Nothing disgustingly personal. And I will see everyone again. Bye.